Protein talk is everywhere, but there might still be a gap in how protein is presented. Most people know that it's important. We see influencers try to eat up to 100 grams of protein every day, and food products everywhere now have their own high-protein versions. So there's a huge protein boom right now. But the question is, why is it suddenly so crucial? And do we really need to eat 100 grams of protein every day? In this video, I'll break down 3 simple but important things we should all know about protein. Not just for athletes, not just for the health-conscious people, but for everyone. First, quality protein is key to aging well. As you might already know, protein is one of the 3 macronutrients alongside carbs and fat. It's made up of amino acids, which are the building blocks your body uses to build muscles, repair tissues, and keep you strong and healthy. There are many benefits to eating protein. For one, a high-protein meal can keep you full for longer, so you prevent cravings and overeating in your next meal. It also boosts your metabolism. Protein has the highest thermic effect of all macronutrients, so your body burns more calories digesting it compared to carbs and fat, helping with fat loss or maintaining a healthy weight. And as we all know, it builds and repairs your muscles, which is essential for post-workouts and day-to-day activities. But one of the biggest benefits of protein is its positive effect on how you age. As you get older, past the age of 30, your body naturally loses muscle mass and strength over time. So you need to make extra effort to keep yourself strong and active. That's why eating enough protein becomes more crucial the older you get. And while protein has become quite sensationalized all over social media, there's still a number of people who overlook it in their meals, making them somewhat protein deficient. And it's not necessarily the amount of protein they're struggling with, but the quality. For example, you might have 2 slices of cheese pizza and call it lunch. 2 slices of cheese pizza has roughly 24 grams of protein, 12 grams per slice. If you're just looking at the numbers, it might seem semi-high protein at first glance since the amount is close to a portion of grilled chicken breast, which is 27 grams, or a protein shake, which could be around 25 grams. But the macronutrient balance of pizza is different. Even if it has that much protein, pizza is relatively high in calories, around 600 calories for 2 slices, and it's high in saturated fat and refined carbs. So for good protein quality, it's generally better to opt for a leaner source like grilled chicken. Also, not all protein sources are created equal. Some are what we call complete proteins, meaning they have all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair muscle. Complete proteins usually come from animal foods like meat, fish, eggs, and dairy, and also from some plant sources like soy and quinoa. Other plant proteins though, like beans, lentils, or grains, are incomplete proteins, meaning they're missing 1 or 2 of those amino acids, so you'll need to supplement them with other protein sources. For example, if you combine beans with, let's say, rice, which has a bit of protein, you'll be able to get all the amino acids your body needs. So quality definitely matters, but so does quantity. So how much protein should we really eat? It really depends on your goals, activity level, and body weight. Different sources give slightly different recos. Traditional guidelines, like those from the World Health Organization or the US Dietary Reference Intakes, suggest around 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, just enough to prevent deficiency and support basic health. But for those who are more active or focusing on losing fat and building muscle, higher amounts are recommended. Many health and fitness professionals suggest around 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. On top of muscle maintenance, this much protein can help with blood sugar control, metabolism, and long-term strength. So in a nutshell, here's how the ranges look like. For basic health, 0.8 to 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. For maintaining muscle or losing fat, 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram. For active individuals, 2 to 2.2 grams per kilogram. So I would personally aim for the higher end for optimal fitness and aging, but I don't stress about hitting exactly 2 grams per kilogram every day. I would give myself a flexible range of 1.7 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight, which if you convert to pounds is around zero point 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So since I weigh 100 pounds, my target range would be around 80 to 100 grams of protein per day. To spread it throughout the day, I would target more or less 30 grams of protein per meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And to be honest, it's not really difficult to achieve that as long as you're mindful about it. Here are some of the best protein sources which you can rotate throughout your meals. To give you a more concrete idea, this roasted chicken drumstick and thigh, which is around 200 grams in weight, would already have around 35 grams of protein. If you add a half cup of cilantro rice, which has around 2 grams of protein, and a side salad, which also has around 2 grams of protein, that's already 39 grams of protein for one lunch or dinner. For breakfast, I would sometimes have overnight oats and accompany that with my usual collagen green tea. Another option is scrambled eggs with veggies or a Greek yogurt bowl with fruits, pumpkin seeds, peanut butter, and cinnamon. Now, if you're an active man weighing 150 pounds, your ideal goal will be around 120 to 150 grams of protein per day. The easiest way to hit that would be to increase the protein portions of your meals or add a snack in the middle of the day with protein in it, like some beef jerky or a protein shake. Once you're aware of how to take in enough protein for your needs, you'll find that it's not that difficult to sustain it. Having said that, here are 5 easy ways to consistently eat enough protein. First, when preparing your meal, start with protein as your anchor. Thought process should go like this. For lunch, I'm gonna have bangus. That's a very popular Filipino ulam, which is milkfish. Excellent protein source. I'm gonna pair that with tomatoes and bok choy because of course we gotta take in our veggies. Then finish off with the carb of choice. Simple as that. Once you have your main protein source down, you'll be able to easily reach your goal for that meal. Second, make vegetables your supplementary protein source. Another reason to get in veggies in your meals, they have small amounts of protein. Not as much as meat or legumes, but they're enough to boost your overall protein intake in each meal. Here are some examples of how veggies can contribute some protein on top of all their other benefits. Third, opt for higher protein carbs if they make sense. So carbs are an important macronutrient, but there are some carbs that are healthier than others. And there are actually carbs that have a bit of protein in them. For example, whole wheat bread or wraps instead of white bread, durum wheat pasta instead of white pasta, soba noodles instead of white noodles, quinoa instead of white rice. Or if you don't want to completely give up rice, you can just swap half of it with quinoa. With these smart swaps, the calories you eat are more efficient, giving you the protein and nutrients you need to keep you strong and active. Fourth, use protein boosters for your snacks. These are tiny ingredients, but they're packed with powerful nutrients, including protein. For yogurt bowls, add some nuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, or hemp seeds. For savory snacks, you can add edamame, chickpeas, parmesan, or nutritional yeast. For fruits or sandwiches, lather on some peanut butter. They'll all add up. Plus, they'll make the snacks taste better too. And fifth, prep your proteins in advance to save time. If you get overwhelmed with the idea of meal prepping for an entire week but want to do a bit of it, the one thing you should prep to save you a ton of time is your protein. Protein usually takes the longest to cook, which isn't ideal on days when you don't have much time. So if you can do it in advance, you'll make your life much easier. You can cook some ground beef, boil some eggs, make a tuna salad, roast a chicken. Then when it's time to eat, you can pair your protein with some veggies and rice, add it to a wrap, or mix it in pasta. However you want to enjoy it. So now that we've covered the basics, you might be wondering, do we need to track our protein every day? The short answer is no. But I would suggest tracking it at least once just to give you an idea. Try logging in a few of your meals in ChatGPT, including the ingredients and measurements, just to see if you're on track with your protein needs. It'll just be an estimate, maybe not really an accurate reading, but at least you'll have a better idea of how much food you need to eat for each meal. Then you can eyeball the portions of your succeeding meals based on what you already know. You don't need to obsess over it, but it won't hurt to check in once in a while just to stay educated and aware. So that's it for today. Hopefully this gave a bit more clarity on the importance of protein and how simple it can be to reach your protein needs as consistently as possible. For more videos on simple and realistic nutrition, wellness, and motivation, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.